Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Z James. This is Z32 Workshop, and this beside me is my Nissan 300ZX. But also beside it is my 1992 Dodge Stealth RT that I'm working on. Last video, just a quick recap. Tore out the underglow in preparation. I'm trying to get this thing, I'd say restored, but up and running. The next thing I'm doing is actually yanking out the radio, just because I want all the wiring out while I'm testing for other stuff, because I don't need it to be in the way. Let's take a look at the car real fast, which you guys have done before. Sorry about this, we'll do a little handheld. So the wiring's coming out, or at least the stereo amplifier wiring is going on. So let's go to the trunk of the car here. Amp's gone. It came with like 2 10s. I got rid of them right away. I sold them to my nephew. Nice kid. But that's gonna come out, and that looks like it's underneath. Let's get over here. Sorry, this is a pain in the butt, guys, I know. Get out of here. Carpet is being slid underneath here and underneath the seat. So I gotta figure out how to get the seats out of here eventually. And get all this wiring out of here. Yeah. And then I'm assuming I'm gonna pull the radio deck to figure it out. I am guessing the wiring follows underneath the seat, underneath the center seat here, which I got to figure out how to get out, and then the dash underneath there to get that. Eventually I'm pulling the power wire out of here as well that runs through here, that snakes under through that. I am looking at this, trying to figure out where it's routed. I think it goes underneath there through the firewall, which I'm assuming they drilled a hole for power. So yeah, like I said, not super thrilled. It's just old wiring that isn't working, don't want to deal with it anymore. I'd rather go to a factory setup. That's nothing crazy for doing this vehicle. So let's go to time warp of me getting the actual head unit out to see what's going on with the radio, and then maybe tearing apart more of the interior to see how things come apart. For me, this will probably be a couple days. I'm doing it only after work when I have time. And right now, I don't have a lot of time with sports with my kids and work. So this is gonna be multiple days for me, for you, mere seconds to minutes. So, all right, let's start this. And getting the interior, hang on, let me grab my flashy light, my wonderful little flashy light, and pull this apart on what's going on. There are tons of videos on how to do this, I'm assuming. I haven't watched any of them, just so you know. So, yeah. Let's start tearing stuff apart. There is a bezel around that. There's a bezel around here that pops off that looks what it looks like. And some screws, and start pulling things apart. Hopefully I don't have to pull the whole center console out to get to that wiring. Yeah, so here we go. So 3, 2, 1, time warp. Boom, off time warp. Probably real short. Bezel pops right off. There are 4 screws on the outside, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I just started unhooking all this wiring, all this wiring mess that's coming out of here. Now the radio is almost done, other than fact for it's got basically 1 wire that I think goes into the glove box. I think it's one of these guys, because it had USB charge, I'm assuming. Not sure what that goes to. And then a smashed, looks like that would go to a iPod, which is kind of cool if it actually was not crapped out. They did the right thing, and they did a patch cable. Oh, hang on. To do this, and in fact, a lot of this isn't too shabby, other than the fact I'm not a fan of, not sure what this red wire goes to, but I can should be able to disconnect this here. Hang on. Let's see if I can do this live for you. well, live being operative word here. Let's see here. Yeah. So this is a power switch, and this is a ground. And then that gets rid of this entire cord. Now, the ground, and there's the amps going to the sub, I'm assuming. This, I don't know what goes to. It's some type of line in. I'm assuming it's USB or something. Not sure what that was connected to. Gotta find it. And then I got the switch, this red wire here. Now, I think that red wire goes to that switch right there that someone put in. I think that's at 4. I think this just pops out. Let me just do that real fast. See if I can get that. Oh, yep. Just knowing how this is kind of put together. By the way, I've never worked on a Stealth, never worked on a Mitsubishi before. Come on out here, sucker. Hopefully this doesn't break, because it feels like it should just pop out. I'm using a trim tool that should be able to get this out. Oh, by the way, if you need to, these just pull out. It's a trim piece. Come on here, sucker. Why don't you want to pull out? I don't think you're connected into anything. There we go. And yeah, like I thought, it's a switch for the radio. I'm not sure what it was controlling, but that explains this random switch on the dash that someone drilled into for other stuff. It's coming out. And that wire is this guy right here, which is connected to the sub. So yeah, that's both of these. Hang on, come here. Oh, we got a ground here. Yeah, so that switch, which someone drilled into, which I can take off by hand. So our voltage is actually pretty close to that stuff. Was for the stereo sub or amp. Weird. Very, very weird. But now, I can go back in. By the way, that just pops out with the trim piece. And it goes back in. We're windshield washer. Weird spot for that, in my opinion, guys, but that's most of this stuff. Unlike my Nissan, which I won't say I thoroughly enjoyed better, doesn't have any of these weird intricacies. It's got its own, don't get me wrong. She ain't perfect by any sort of the imagination. But she doesn't have that, where I got a hidden random switch. All of it's pretty stuff, but there's lots of switches everywhere. Like cruise control's down here. It's like down there. That's weird to me. I mean, it's within reach, don't get me wrong. So, okay, that's out. Now I have a random ground that they've got in here that they put in on a nut down here. I'm gonna see if I can get you guys to see that. Oh, in fact, there's at least two grounds there. See them right there? So there's two there. 10 millimeter is all that bolt is. So I'll get my hand in here so you can see it. The reason I'm yanking this head out unit out is because in my Nissan I had problems that were pseudo stemming from stuff like this. Although that's probably a good ground. It's one, it's two. Upsy daisy. Lots of wiring. So much extra wiring. In fact, that's probably a good spot for a ground if you ever needed one. So let's see here. Let's tighten that up, whatever that might be going to. Open here. Let's see here, what else is in this hole here? Let's pull the light back out. So the antenna is down there too. That's that guy. That guy is, what is that guy? What's that extra wire that I don't know about? That is all. What does that go to? Look at another wiring. So much. Whoa. Side note, guys. This also came with a mic that I found that I am now pulling on this upper pillar here that just seems to be pulling down straight out to there. I don't want to go too far hog wild with it to get this thing out, but boy, is this thing just all sorts of freaking wired in here. And is that ECU supposed to be that messed up? Let me show you guys. That looks like that's loose. You see that? Oh, and that's loose. Awesome. I will have to investigate more into that. That just seems like that's... Oh, yeah. What the hell is going on here, guys? Okay. I'm assuming that's a car ECU that is not attached to anything and would rattle all around in here. Who would have done that? This is super frustrating to me. So I'm gonna have to get that out and put that in the right spot to make sure this car runs. And that's before the fuel tank again. Frustrating, guys. Look at that. I'll get in there a little better for you. This thing is not attached to jack. I wonder if it goes to that. It feels like it goes to that. I'm gonna have to look, sorry, to this guy here. That's why that was pseudo loose. Man, other people's wiring makes me mad. But head unit's about out. I gotta get, oh, this guy. It's just that guy. Hang on. Let's see if I can get it. You saw that. That was the, oh, maybe go that way with this one. Haha! That's one unit out. Oh wow, sorry guys. Hopefully this is better. And then the other one is here. So that's the head unit. And then I've got this, I'm assuming, is that microphone, which I will get out here when I get to the other side of the car. So let me set that up for you guys to watch. So looking at it here, oh shit, get off me. Oh, what the hell? Are you kidding me? This is gonna get cut. I'm hoping I'm not breaking this up too much, but there we go. Wow. Here we go. More. You know what? This mic, I'm cutting the wire. That way I can pull it out and be done with it. I didn't pull all the stuff out for this, but part of this guy, which wouldn't have worked, you see that bend, was in one of the clips because the guy didn't realize where he had it. In fact, you got part of the wire being exposed, which would have been part of the problem for a mic on this car. Which, I mean, you can do it as for in-car talking, but I don't know. Modern stuff with phones is a lot better. I guess maybe in 2000 that was pretty cool. I don't know when that head unit was made. But this feels like this is just pulling out. Which, all right. If I pull it out here, coming at me. Hey, look at that. A-pillar out. Oh, A-pillar broke. Yeah, and I'm gonna have to glue it. And the clips stayed in there, and there. That guy ripped it. Here, I'll pull this out and you guys can see. Oh, look at this. Here, look what this guy stuck this stuff at. He did it on the outside of the trim. No wonder I wouldn't have been able to pull that out. And now it's up under the dash. Up underneath here, which I can now. Oh, snagged. Jeez, off time work. Still haven't gotten this stinking cord out. Or sorry, this mic wire out. I've taken some things off. This is a big panel down here to get. I'm not 100% sure where this thing got hung up at. I mean, she's stopping right there without taking the whole glove box out to get it, which I may end up having to do yet anyway. So let's just sidestep that for the moment. Sorry, sidestep that for the moment. And let's go for the wires in the back. So that will be these wires here. All those right there, which are, sorry for the wind or fan noise, guys. It's kind of warm in the garage this evening. All these coming in, which I'm gonna snip and get loose because they all feed underneath there. God dang, lighting is in here is terrible. Is in there. It goes that way. Sorry, it goes that way. So that's going to require removing the seats. And if you don't know, there's a tab on this side. There's a tab on the other side. Alright, hopefully off time warp. Got to take this quarter panel off and probably get onto the carpet, which means pulling this panel off again. 4 screws on this. I'll probably link in the description a couple other videos to show how this comes apart. But there are 1 screw. There's a couple hidden behind here. There's a couple up in there, and there's 1 back in there, if I remember right. So let me just do this and hopefully not break it. So hopefully you guys see it. We'll just hard record the whole thing. Hopefully you guys can see it all. yeah, so pain in the butt. Had to end up taking this molding off, was able to feed the wire through, took off the console side panel, which from what I could tell is only held on by one bolt and one fastener, but then there's a locking piece here and here to go in, so you gotta slip it in to these spots that hang, and then feed it up. Glove box is going to be part of the problem, so to get it in and out. And then I ended up seeing another bolt drop that I don't know what goes to. Jesus, guys, they did lots of things to this car that make me sad. I mean, by the way, I gotta fix that too, which honestly I should probably look at right now, but I'm gonna see if I can get this car running first, after I get the wiring all bodged out of here. So let's take a look at all my wonderful treasures. So yeah, I got a ground wire. Red is a power wire, or yellow is from the radio to the amp, and that is to the speakers, the subs that were there. Out of the car, I ended up finding, there's the stereo, back out of it with all the wiring, and it's patch cable, which to be honest isn't bad. They just, I don't know, I would have made it hard so you couldn't pull it apart and maybe shorten the wires up. It's got so much. There's the mic for the car, and this is the stuff that came on out that they were using, these guys were using. Apparently this is for, whoa, what is this? Oh, iPod video out and rear camera. So fancy head unit from Kenwood. There's the stuff. So that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Just so you know, this is a multi-day process for me, just because I gotta do it after work occasionally. Oh geez, doing it after work. And hang on, it's hot. I want more fan. I want my hair blowing in the breeze. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Once again, it's just for stereo removal. Take your time, anything. Research anything that needs panels that need to come off any of your cars if you need to. Like the rear seats, I didn't know until I looked it up. And it's like, oh, that's like silly easy. Side panel, I didn't know what I was doing there at all until I pulled the screw off. I'm like, well, let's just give it a little tug without breaking anything, and it came right apart. All the other wires the same way. And once you figure out that you can go certain ways with things, you can get everything to remove. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Like I said, like the 300th time. But if you got any questions, hit me up about content, questions about the car, that car, any of the cars I got. I'm usually pretty responsive. If I'm not, I usually just have got life stuff going on and work things, as the case may be. So yeah, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. And I hope these videos are helping you out in your projects and endeavors. Take care, everybody. Bye.